should probably turn one more light on, huh? That's much better. Hello, welcome, welcome. I'm actually going to fix that light really quick before we get started. Just want to make sure, sorry about that, friends. I just want to make sure that I can actually see while I'm writing and I don't feel like the light is on my face, but also that the picture is pretty good. So, all right, this is kind of a little bit of an impromptu, again, live. I wanted to do one today, or maybe two, who knows? But I didn't know what time. And then I decided to just do it now because might as well to start the day with a little bit of productivity. Um, and I don't know, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be working on yet. But if you're here, if you've arrived and you're live, hello, hello, welcome. My name is Laya. And please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me well so that if I have to adjust anything, I just adjusted the light because it definitely needed to be adjusted. But if there's anything else I need to adjust, like camera, mic, or anything, this would be the time. So let me know in the chat. It's quite early, my friends. I think this is the earliest productivity session I've done. So I'm excited to be here. I hope that you are too. I have several projects that I need to be working on. So yeah, I kind of need to decide what I'll be doing in this session. I actually do have my manuscript open. So it could be the first thing that I work on today, or maybe I will get my newsletter done because that's something I should really be working on because it comes out tomorrow. So it's almost ready, but not quite. Needs some shifting. So, but yeah, also let me know in the chat whether you're here live or you're watching the recording. Feel free to check in the comment as well. What are you going to be working on today? What project do you think you're going to be delving into in this 2-ish hours that we'll be together? Like I said, I'm probably going to be working on my novel. If you're not familiar with what I'm writing right now, I am currently working on an urban cozy fiction novel, meaning it's like fireplace and blanket type novel. And I'm calling it the 6th draft. I'm not sure if it's the 6th, the 12th, or the 3rd. You know what I mean? Definitely not the 3rd. But yes, there's a big shift as in point of view. So I'm having to basically rewrite the entire thing, shifting the point of view, which is absolutely fine. It's just a decent amount of work. So let me know, what are you working on today? Do you have a project that you've been maybe putting off or wanting to create time for and you haven't been able to? And now you're like, I have a little bit of time, maybe 2 hours, maybe less. That's the joy of this because we're going to be breaking up the time. But yeah, so you could perhaps be writing, studying. You could also utilize this time to cook, clean your home, clean your car. Do you see where I'm going with this? You can really use this time for whatever you want, which is quite great. So, all right, things that you may need for this session before we get started are whatever your project is. And then I would invite you to consider what are the things do you need or do you want to make yourself more comfy, to make sure that you are actually focusing on the focus sprints, because we're going to be breaking up the time in pomodoros. Have you ever done pomodoros before? If you speak Italian, you probably think no, that pomodoros are actually tomatoes. But in this instance, pomodoros are blocks of time that we're going to be utilizing to focus, concentrate, and do whatever it is that we decide that we do. So traditionally, a Pomodoro is 25 minutes on, sprinting, focusing, 5 minutes off, 25 on, 5 off, 25 on, 5 off. Usually it's said that you do this 4 times, up to 4 times, and then take a longer break. But I also invite you to do it however works for you. So today we may get 2 done, 3 done, Pomodoros, right? 25, 5, 25, 5. Maybe we get 4 done. I'm not sure. Depends on how we're feeling. It depends on how much time you have set aside for this task. But also, what I've noticed is that I can use this to get ready. So if I have to get out of the house or whatever, I can also use Pomodoros to be like, all right, I got 25 minutes to do this. Then I'll take a break, see where I'm at, right? You can also absolutely change it up. Just because this is the traditional way to do it doesn't mean that's the way that works for you. So I invite you to notice as we move through these sprints today, how does the length of time, the 25 minutes, feel for you? Because perhaps you find that 25 minutes feels exactly right. And when the timer goes off, you're like, perfect, ready to take a break. Or maybe you're one of those people that at 20 minutes, you're like, oh, I gotta get up and do something, right? Or maybe you find yourself continuing past the 25, being like, just a few more minutes, just a few more minutes. So that is a really good way to notice what works for you, because maybe for you it's 20 minutes and then a break of 5, or maybe for you it's 35 minutes and then a 5-minute break, or maybe a 10-minute break. Some folks like their breaks to be a little bit longer. I'm one of them. And it's just about making it your own, about creating a space where you feel like you can focus and invest your time and your energy in the projects that you really want to be utilizing your time and your energy with. Yeah, you feel me? All right. So, yes, do you have everything that you need? Do you have your laptop charged if you're using a laptop? Do you have your pen and paper? Does your fountain pen, if you're fancy like me and use a fountain pen, filled with ink? Just make sure you have the basic things before we get started so that you can avoid as much as possible distractions. Back to distractions, consider if your phone is a big distraction, you can actually utilize it to your favor by, for example, using an app that is the timer, and at the same time, it can be blocking you from social media or whatever distractions you have. Of course, if you're using your phone for this productivity session, maybe not. But if you're not using your phone, if you're using another device, then maybe you do put one of these apps on your phone, and I find them super helpful. The one that I use also grows a tree, which I find really fun. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I really enjoy that. And so I set the timer on here. It grows a tree. You can choose whatever tree. And at the same time, it doesn't let me go into the apps that I know that consume my time and my energy for no reason and that I allow them to. So since sometimes it's hard for me to make the right choice, I let the app do it for me. So, all right. Do you have everything that you need? Do you feel ready? I'm absolutely ready to dive into the first sprint. So the timer is set. What I will do is leave my mic unmuted as long as I'm sitting here and just typing or writing or working. If I step away, or I'm making a lot of noise or anything like that, I will mute myself. But it's early morning here, so birds are singing. My rooster is also doing his thing. And so, yeah, you'll hear nature sounds typing. If that works for you. Otherwise, just lower down the volume. Just know that in 25 minutes, we'll just meet back here. Yeah? All right. Timer is set. I hope that you have your project ready. Let's get going. All right, friends. That was the end of our first 25-minute sprint. How did you do? How do you feel? Bring yourself to a pausing or stopping point, whatever you're doing. Just making sure that we take the breaks with as much importance as we take the productivity. That is part of the Pomodoro system, right? Just making sure that we find balance. That is also part of slow productivity, taking care of yourself first and then the rest. So if you came in while we were sprinting, hello, hello, welcome to this session. We just finished our first 25-minute sprint and we are now going to take a 5-minute break. So if you feel like checking in the chat, let me know how you did. Let me know how you're feeling. I am working on my urban cozy contemporary novel. I'm going through and starting a full edit. It is the hopefully last, not last, but last-ish draft. And so yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's at a point where it's a lot of fun to do this work. So I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer for us for the break because sometimes, I feel like going for longer, which would be totally fine, but just to make sure that I stay true to the time of the session, we're just gonna make sure that it's only a 5-minute break. Yeah. So, all right, I hope that you have a good break. What can you do in this break? If you've been doing something that's active, like cleaning your house or moving around, picking up limbs in your yard, I don't know, then use this 5 minutes to rest. So maybe you sit. If you've been more in a still place, like you've been typing, sitting, then I invite you to perhaps do a little bit of movement or walk around, maybe you take yourself outside, that kind of thing. Oh, you just finished your lunch. What are you having for lunch? Also, reminder to make sure, since this is a long stream, that every once in a while you look on the progress bar, the red bar on YouTube, and you click on the live button. If the button is gray, it means you're not actually live, so it's totally fine. But you may miss some of the like chat interaction, or you may be a little bit off time. So just make sure that you do that every once in a while, and then you'll stay right on time. But yes, so I'm working on my cozy novel. I also need to, or want to, write my Substack, my newsletter that goes out tomorrow. It's pretty much finished, but it's been pretty much finished for 2 weeks now. And so, ooh, I love chickpea patties. I also love fries. It's a good combo. So, all right, we have about 3 minutes. I have not grabbed myself any water because, again, this was kind of a last minute thing. So I'm gonna go grab some water. We have about 3 minutes left of the break. So do what you will. Hold on, let me just make sure that I take this off. There we go. Yes, so make sure that you grab anything that you need before we start with the next sprint. Also, great time to let me know in the chat what you're going to be working on because I'm super interested. I actually care about you. So, all right, I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Yes, refill your water if you haven't yet. All right, friends, I have returned. We only have a few seconds left before our next sprint. I did bring the cat inside. She was outside. Um, oh no, hold on. I got. She goes crazy in my bathroom. So hold on, let me close the door there. Okay, right on time. Hey, baby girl. You gonna be silly or are you gonna be chilled today? She's been getting like really comfy, you know, and so now, here, let me see if she'll let me. This is Nyx, everybody, in case you haven't met her. I know, I know. Here, why don't you get here on your pillow and you can chill and relax? Yeah. Well, we start our next sprint. She's like, not gonna happen today. But, anyways, I'm gonna keep her here if she wants to be here. Otherwise, I'll let her out because when she goes wild, she's pretty funny, but I'm trying to focus. What, Queen? Okay. All right. Yes, I know. You are the sweetest kitty. Yes, you are. Except for when she gets her claws out, which is quite often. I don't think she understands they hurt, but all right. Are y'all ready for another 25 minutes of productivity, of writing, of studying, of doing whatever it is that you want to do with this time that actually is good for you and that helps you feel like you're doing with your time things that fill your soul. You know what I mean? Or at least you're moving forward in a way that feels pretty good. So, Kitty, chill. Uh-huh. All right. She just can't stop herself right now. All right. There's 25 minutes on the clock. And I hope that you have a great productivity. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Happy productivity, my friend. See you on the other side. All right, friends. That was another 25 minutes. That was our second sprint of today. Let me know how you did, how you're feeling. So bring yourself to a pausing or stopping point and let yourself actually take a break. Um, so yeah, oof. I actually did pretty well. Oh, friends. Okay. Whew. I'm editing my novel slash rewriting. I know, I know. Um, but yes, and I'm almost done with the first chapter. This is taking a long time, but it's okay. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. I'm happy with the progress. I added 148 words to the manuscript, but again, I'm writing and editing, so I add and subtract. So I'm not really worried about word count, but it feels good in my soul because this scene is starting to make sense, and it is the first scene of the entire book, and so it has to be solid. So I don't mind having spent the insane amount of hours that I have spent on this one chapter. It's okay. It's fine. But anyways, how did you do? Did you get much done? How are you feeling? Again, reminder to refresh the stream every once in a while so that you are, um, synced with me. In if you obviously if you're doing the live, if you are watching a recording, you don't have to sync anything. Let me set a 5-minute timer here as a break. 5 minutes are on the clock. In these 5 minutes, stretch, hydrate, nourish yourself, go outside. Just, think of anything that you can do to bring a little bit of a break from your productivity. Procrastinated for the first half, but then you got work and wrote a bit over 100 words. That's lovely. That's lovely. And so is that procrastination or were you just getting ready? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You can word things however you want to. But I'm glad that you got a few words in. That's a lot of words. Like I said, I got 148 in. I don't think I procrastinated. I did do a couple of random tasks before I finally found myself focused on this. But it wasn't procrastination. I wouldn't call it that. I could, but I'm not gonna. I don't like that word. So we have about 4 minutes of this break. Y'all, could you hear my belly during the sprint? I'm so hungry. It was a great idea to do the sprint early because we are mowing later on this morning, and I wanted to make sure that there were no mowing sounds while we were doing this. So I made it a little bit earlier, and so I did not have breakfast. So I know what I'll be doing in the next sprint before I start writing again is feed myself because I'm so hungry. Also, I did send the cat back outside because she was being insane in here. Did y'all see her when she was climbing over the desk and stuff? She's never done that before. At least not when I'm awake or in this room. If she does it when I'm not here, I don't know. But that cat, I really like her. She's I think she was born outside. She's an outside cat. And so is her brother, but they're the cutest, and they like to come inside every once in a while and cuddle for a little bit. But then after a bit, they just get silly. But it's good stuff. All right. If you're just joining us, we're in the middle of the second break for today's productivity session and write with me session. We've done 2 25 fives now, and we are going to dive into the last. If you feel like doing one more, who knows? Maybe we do 2 more, but I don't think so. We never know, though. You never know. When we're here and we're having fun, you never know. Also, I am starting to work on November's schedule to do the Write-Vember challenge / NaNoWriMo. I'm calling it Write-Vember because I know that the focus of 1,500 words a day or finishing 50,000 words for some people, that's too much, too intense, too intimidating, which is totally valid. And so that's why a lot of folks do Write-Vember, which is the same idea. You just write every day. It's not that you have to get to a certain point or you don't get a prize if you don't finish. It's more like, can I build the habit of writing every day? And I'm really considering streaming every day. There's a couple of days I won't be able to, most likely, because I will be in a plane, and other days I have like medical stuff. But except for those few days where I won't stream, and also rest days. That's important. I think that it would be pretty cool to come up with a schedule. So if you're a writer, it's great for writing. If you're an artist, it's great to dabble into your artistic endeavors, wherever that may be. If you're someone that's maybe trying to build any sort of productivity routine, whether that's studying, maybe you want to do some the cluttering of your home every day, you could use these sessions as well. All that to say, let me know what times you think would work for you, because I want to create a schedule that serves as many of our community as possible. So you can send me a DM. You can just reach out to me however you want to and let me know what times tend to work for you. Do you want only weekdays and skip weekends? Do you want me to try to do some weekends? What are you thinking? Um, some of you also probably know that I do stream on Inside Timer, so some of those sessions will be on there. There's this amazing thing called the OBS Studio, which would allow me, which I have and it allows you to stream in multiple places at once. However, my computer would explode. I tried using it once just here on the YouTube live, which like it's a much simpler infrastructure. Um, and my computer almost exploded. So I'm not gonna do that, but I would love to. So if by November I don't know, all of a sudden I'm able to get this really fancy desktop where I can do everything, then I'll do them on both. Otherwise, I'm thinking about having to alternate. So I will probably keep Wednesday, Fridays on Inside Timer, and then do the rest here. I don't know. That those are my thoughts, but all right. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts as well because you are in my community and I appreciate you. And if you're not able to be here for the live streams, then I mean, it's fine. You can watch the recording or whatever. But I think there's a lot of joy in the being together live and, like connecting in the chat and whatnot. Yeah, that would be really cool, actually, right? Being able to stream in multiple places at once. Yeah. Also, the quality would be much better because of, again, restrictions of each platform. This has much better resolution. Also, for my yoga classes, it's much nicer because of the resolution. So, just things to consider, things to talk about. But yeah, we're not going to talk anymore because it is time for our third 25-minute sprint of the day. I have 25 minutes on the clock. I'm going to switch the tree because I just grew the same tree twice. And why would I do that when I can grow different ones? I'm going to grow this monstera plant. Yep. And I'm going to try my best to keep going with my novel. Hopefully finish this chapter. That would be glorious. I hope that whatever you are embarking on, that you feel confident that you can at least move 1% forward in the project. Take breaks when you need to. Breathe deeply, and let's get started. See you on the other side. All right, friend. Come to a pausing or stopping point. This was the end of our third 25-minute sprint. So let me know how you did, how you're feeling. I, according to this app, wrote 1006 words, but it's all lies. I did, however, finish the first scene, which is 2,666 words. It says that I wrote 664 of those today, which is, again, not accurate because a lot of it was copy paste and then edit, from the last iteration of this manuscript. So it does feel really good, though, to finally have finished the first scene. And now I'm like still chapter 1, but scene 2, which is a little bit easier, I think is going to be a little bit easier to edit. But as I say that, I'm like, will it be though? But just let me know how you did, how you're feeling. And yeah. Good times. I did also feed myself a little bit. I didn't finish my food, but I fed myself enough that my belly's not making noises. I was like, I'll finish it when this session's over, but I had to at least put something in my body. I feel like this has been such a productive session for me. Again, if I look at it as like the amount of work I did, well, I moved forward. I finished a scene and started another. It doesn't sound like much, but again, keeping in mind that I do slow productivity and I'm trying to get this done well, not quickly, it feels good. So I had some bread and cheese. Yeah, bread and cheese. Which maybe to some people that sounds like a very normal thing to eat, and to others it sounds like a strange thing to eat. To me, it's one of the best things there is. I love bread and I love cheese, so I do too. I'm looking forward to going back to Europe and having like really good bread for really cheap prices. Like, yeah, go back to my trusty bakery around the corner. All right. Oh. So how are y'all feeling? I think I'm gonna call it for today. We can do a few minutes of stretching. Yeah, I love anything that contains flour as well. And also, I have a chronic illness that one of the things that likes the least is gluten. And so I have to be very mindful. And it's really funny because in Europe, I can pretty much eat whatever I want because of the ingredients that we put into things. And here in the US, I have to be super mindful, always asking what the ingredients are, asking, so is this bread made with the mother? Like, I sound like such a fucking snob when it's just like real basic. Like, I'm just asking, is this food real food? Or like, did you like pump it with crap? But, that's how it is here. So that's one of the things that I find bizarre because I feel like they have the ability and the space and the knowledge and the technology to like have good food. But the choice is to just process everything so it lasts longer. So you don't have to go to the grocery as many times. I don't know. Do you feel like doing a little bit of stretching? I'm wearing a dress today, but that to tell you that doesn't matter what you're wearing. You don't have to, we're not going to be doing like really I'm not able to come up with a word. Like, it's not like a lot of movement. It's just some basic stretching to help you move the energy after this Write With Me session, after this productivity and focus time. So let me know if that's something that sounds good to you. And if it does, we'll go ahead and do that because I'm going to do it anyway. So, I'd rather do it with y'all if you feel like it. So then, helps us all find some movement that feels good in the body. Otherwise I'll do it off camera when I'm done. If you feel like you want me to finish the session. But all right. Oh, friends, if you haven't had any water today, this is your reminder. All right, time for movement then. Let me move the camera just a little bit so that maybe this is better. I'm also going to move the mic and hope everything stays. No, not going to move the mic. Shouldn't have done that. I'm not going to move it. It's going to stay where it is. It's just this mic, the wire is very sensitive. And the way it is set up right now, I shouldn't touch it. So I'm not going to touch it. All right. So again, you don't have to be wearing anything in particular. You don't have to have ever done any yoga in your life. Again, I'm wearing a dress and I'm just sitting in this really wobbly chair. So important thing, if your chair has brakes, rather, if your chair has wheels and it has brakes, make sure that you put on the brakes so that you feel more steady. If it doesn't have brakes, perhaps bring your feet flat on the floor or make yourself as stable as possible. Again, we're not doing any really intense movement, but just to be more stable. Bring your hands to your lap. Take a moment to roll your shoulders back and down, lengthen your neck. Inhale. Open your mouth and exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. In through the nose. Out through the nose or the mouth. One more just like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ground through your sitting bones. Lengthen through the spine all the way to the crown of your head. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right ear to the right shoulder. And if you're not sure which side is right or left right now, it doesn't matter. Just take your ear to one shoulder. Inhale back through center. Exhale, take the opposite ear to the shoulder. Bring your neck back through the midline. Breathe in. Breathe out, look down to the chest. Inhale, lift your chin as much as you want. So start to open through the throat. Perhaps your gaze goes a little bit up toward the ceiling. And exhale, bring your neck to neutral. Inhale here. Exhale, look over your shoulder. Again, doesn't really matter which one. I go to the right first. You do whatever you want. Inhale through center. Exhale, take your head to the other side. Back through center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your chin back down to your chest. Stay here, or perhaps take your hands behind your head. You could interlace them even, just adding a little bit more weight. And if it feels okay, maybe you move your head from side to side as if you were tracing your collarbones with your chin. You can move as slowly as feels good here. One more breath. And then pausing the movement at the center. Feel free to keep your hands behind your head. Inhale, lift your head up. Take your elbows wide. Lift your chest a little bit. Squeezing your shoulder blades toward one another. You could also do this with your arms out to the sides and your elbows bent or extended. And on the exhalation, take your elbows toward each other. Or if your arms are stretched, you take your hands toward each other as you round your back. Inhale again. Open up through the elbows or the arms. Lift your chest. Exhale, round, taking your elbows or your arms forward and looking down. One more. Breathe in to open. And breathe out to round. Inhale, lift your chest back up. Take your elbows wide. This time, stretch your arms out to the sides. Be mindful of the space that you're in. And then take your pinkies forward and your thumbs back. Maybe your chest lifts again. And on the exhalation, rotate forward and down. Maybe your gaze goes down and you round your back again. Inhale, rotate up and back. Lift your chest, external rotation. Exhale, round forward and down. Maybe look down. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Elongate your spine. Flip your palms up toward the ceiling. Inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms toward the ceiling. Feeling length from the sitting bones to the side body all the way through the hands. Inhale deeply. And on the exhalation, lean a little bit toward either side. Keep your sitting bones evenly grounded. You could also lower one of the arms down to give you a little bit more space to soften into the shape. And on your inhalation, go back through center. Maybe you interlace your hands again and stretch. And on the exhale, lean to the other side. Maybe your bottom arm comes down to the armrest or the chair. Keep lifting your chest and stretching through your fingertips. And then inhale through center. Interlace your hands if they're not already there. Flip your palms up. And on your exhalation, take your arms forward, round your back, and look down. Bring your spine to neutral. Release the interlacing of the fingers and flip your palms forward as if you were pressing against a wall. And then close your fists or keep your hands open and just start to rotate your wrists. You could also bring your arms a little bit closer to let your shoulders relax. Going one way and then the other. One more breath wherever you are. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release your hands, maybe shake them out. And this is a moment where you can stay seated if that's what serves you best. If standing is something you're able to do and want to do, maybe you let yourself stand up for a moment. And I invite you to just shake or maybe sway, whatever feels best. Let your feet remain firmly planted on the ground as you find just a little bit of movement. Perhaps it feels good to stretch up. Maybe you bring your hands to your low back and you press your hips forward, lifting your chest a little bit more, opening the front body. Breathe in. And breathe out. If you're shaking or swaying, do it just for a couple more moments. And then find stillness. You can sit back down if you brought yourself to standing. And then I invite you to bring your right knee in so you could grab it with your hands and maybe you cross your right leg over the left if that feels okay. Open your arms out to the sides. Inhale. And on your exhalation, take your left arm over the right and bring your hands toward opposite shoulders. Or maybe you bring your palms toward one another. So again, your right leg may be crossed over the left and your left arm may be crossed over the right. Lift your elbows and stay, or maybe find a little bit of movement side to side or a couple of circles. One more breath. And then slowly releasing your arms. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. Feel free to keep your legs crossed or uncross them. And as you exhale, take a twist with your upper body toward the right. And you can use your arm against the leg for leverage. One more breath. And on your next inhalation, come back through center. Uncross the knee if you crossed it. Take a moment to roll your shoulders and lengthen your spine. And then this time, maybe you cross your left leg over the right. Open your arms wide to the sides. Breathe in. Breathe out, right arm over left. Hands toward opposite shoulders and stay. Or maybe bring your arms to eagle. Breathe. Maybe move or find stillness. One more inhale. And on your exhalation, release the arms. Keep your legs crossed. Inhale, open your arms out to the sides. And on the exhalation, take a twist to the left, utilizing your chair or your legs for leverage to help the twist maybe get a little bit deeper or a little more spacious, whatever you need today. One more breath. And on your next inhalation, come back through center and cross the knee if you crossed it. Let your spine lengthen. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, maybe soften your gaze or close your eyes. And I invite you to maybe bring one hand to your abdomen and one hand to your heart if that resonates with you. Just letting yourself settle into the pattern of breath that's natural to you. Listening to the sounds around you. And just becoming aware of how you feel after this session. No matter how much you got done or how little. Can you thank yourself? Can you feel proud of yourself? Can you love yourself just as you are? Recognizing that it is not what you produce that makes you worthy. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Once you feel ready, you can release the hands. If your eyes were closed, maybe you open them back up. I hope that little bit of chair yoga felt good after our 3 Pomodoro sessions. So we did 3 5s. I'm not sure if you were here for the entire time. Some of the time might depend. But either way, I hope that you feel that focusing, or at least intentionally coming to a space to create and focus, um, it just matters, and that sometimes when we create these spaces, maybe like you feel super in the flow and lots of things happen. Great. But I think it's also important to still create these spaces when things are not flowing, and seeing what is your bare minimum, right? Like, what is it that you can do that's the bare minimum that will help you feel like, you know what, I did what I was meant to do. And how much that is, especially in maybe creative projects or things that are not like your day job in a way. I think it's important because there are plenty of places in our lives where there are things that we have to do, and there are deadlines we have to meet, and things we have to produce, right? So if you're working on creative projects, I invite you to tap into a more gentle way of producing, right? I call it slow productivity. Other folks, I'm sure, call it something else. To me, it's just being kind to yourself and prioritizing your physical, mental, and energetic health over how much you get done and how quickly you can write a book or paint a painting or clean your kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Because then burnout happens and writer's block happens and disease happens, and that's the truth. And I've been there, done that, don't want to anymore. I want to move in a way that feels good in my body and in my soul. So these productivity sessions are one of my favorite ways to do that. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Yay, I'm glad that the yoga break helped you. Yay, I'm so glad. Yeah, and it's just a tiny yoga break, right? It's only a few minutes. I have to sneeze so bad and it's not coming. And now since I said it, it definitely won't come. Hold on. It's not gonna happen. It'll happen later. I'm sure it will in like a couple of seconds. But yeah, I'm glad that the yoga break also helped. You could incorporate breaks like that in the 5-minute breaks as well, right? Like I think maybe we did a little bit more than 5 minutes, but probably not that much more. And we took several breaths in each pose, which if you're taking a 5-minute break, maybe you do a little bit less, right? Maybe you just do a couple movements like this, couple movements like this, couple movements like this, stretch up side to side, couple cat cows. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make it whatever you need, whatever you want to fit into the space that you have, but find some balance, my friends. This go, 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 go. I'll rest on the weekend. I'll rest when I'm dead. Like, why? Why? If you have the chance and the privilege of not living that way, I invite you to choose not living that way. So, all right, friends. I hope you've enjoyed these 2 hours of writing with me or studying or creating whatever it is that you are creating. If you've enjoyed the session, please make sure that you, first of all, like the stream because that helps it reach more people, and that you also subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. I will be doing these sessions regularly, especially in this month of November, to participate in Write-vember. And also I'll be doing more yoga classes live here as well. So keep an eye out for those. If you are an Insight Timer folk, you can always find me there, especially Wednesdays and Fridays for both yoga and productivity sessions, just like this one. So also, if you enjoy these sessions and there are folks in your lives that could benefit from them, just send them the stream, right? Worst thing that they do is they don't click on it. Okay. But, it's a great way to invite other folks to join this lovely community of creators and writers and artists and just people that are interested in decolonizing their productivity. Yeah. You've been telling yourself that you'll do more. Yeah. Yeah, trying to balance it. And I think balance is one of those things that's not reached and you stay there, right? It's like, it's constant. It's constant up and down because life does what it does. Seasons change, job change, people change. So balance is not being like, oh, I know what works for me and it's these two things, right? No, it's more like, okay, I'm here, what can I do to bring myself here? Okay, now I'm here, what can I do to bring myself back here? Okay, I'm here. So it is an immense amount of work. But I think it's worth it. So those are some of the things that you can find in this channel as well. So there are lots of tools for you to be able to tap into different techniques to learn how to find more balance in your life. Yoga, meditation, these sessions. So I hope that you continue to explore and find what works for you, because it's absolutely not a one size fits all, right? Yeah. Yes, exactly. And I can't remember who said this, but there was someone that said that all they do is focus on the task they have in front of them. Period. Period. I'm like, wow. I want to be like that. But I think that's kind of what these sessions do, right? It's like we pick one task and I focus on what's in front of me, even if it's just for 25 minutes. I don't care if someone feels like, wow, you worked for 25 minutes today, Laia. Like, wow, good for you. Okay. Great opinion. I think 25 minutes of writing my novel, without getting distracted by my phone, without getting up 16 times to like check on random shit. It's like I actually spent 25 minutes of my life doing what I wanted to do. No more, no less. Success. Yeah. So yeah, working on what you have right on your plate, Anna. That sounds great. All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here. As always, if you feel like donating, there is a link below in the description where you can buy me a coffee, or, it's buy me a coffee, but it's whatever. It's just a donation. It's a donation thing. So if you feel like donating, if you benefit from these sessions, no donation is too small. So I appreciate them. And I will be posting some more sessions for this week here on YouTube. So please stay tuned. If you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment below and also let me know how the session was for you. How much did you get done? Did you get anything done? Did this help you? And also, I want to know, and those of you live here too, is 25 minutes what works for you? Or would you like to explore other lengths as well? Because I'm very happy to also do some sessions with different lengths, like 35-10 or 50-10. I'm not sure I can do more than 50-10. I don't think my brain would let me, but it could be fun to try. So just let me know. All right. If you have any questions or comments and you're live here with me, this is the time to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and log off because I do want to finish my breakfast. I feel like this has been such a great and productive session. Cool. We can absolutely try 35-10. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.